Hello guys, I'm FREEZEE here with another great recipe. And like I said, this is a summer and it's going to be a lot of salad, a lot of sweet recipe. So right now folks, I am here. A friend of mine having a birthday for her daughter, and she want to get some chocolate chips cookies because I make them before and she loved them as part of the party. It's going to be on Saturday, okay? So I just decided I'll just make them now and get it out of the way, because chocolate chip cookies, I have my own recipe on it, okay? So basically folks, the best way to have a good chocolate chips cookies is to make sure that you have very good chocolate chips, okay? So this okay, this is the recipe here. This is yeah, because for cookies and stuff like that, you know, you have to be, I know it's, you know, I don't eyeball it. I could eyeball, but okay. So you're gonna have a half a cup of butter, okay? Mainly if you use salted one, then you're gonna omit the salt. 1 1/4 cup all-purpose flour, a half a cup of white sugar, and a half a cup brown sugar, okay? You're going to be using just a baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 large egg, 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And folks, this is the thing here. You're going to be using 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. And what that does, this is a trick for I find in chocolate chips. It make the chocolate chips, even though it's crunchy on the outside, it gives it a nice soft chewy on the inside, and it's just so wonderful. And a half a teaspoon of salt, okay? We're going to be using 1 cup of chopped pecan, toasted pecan, and 1 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. But I tend to add a little bit more chocolate chips, you know? Okay, so basically this is, and this is just by hand, folks. You're not going to be doing any and you do your butter at room temperature. You're not going to be doing any, you know, great you don't need the mixer or anything for this, okay? So right now I'm have the butter here, and so we had adding a half a cup of sugar, caster sugar, granulated sugar, half a cup of light brown sugar. Use a light one, okay? Because the chocolates are going to be dark. Yeah, folks. So and I'm going to be mixing this together right now. And like I said, folks, it's night and I'm doing this, so I just decided, why don't I just do a video on it? And so she's gonna pick it up tomorrow. I'm pretty sure she got it after this chocolate chips cookies away, because today it's what, Thursday right now, it's 12 o'clock, so otherwise they'll be gone. And so this is it. So once you see you incorporate the butter and the sugar and it holds together, that's it. You don't have to do a lot of mixing out right now, okay? And it's a cup and a half of flour, okay? So I like to sieve my flour, so that's the flour right there. And I'm going to be adding just baking soda. So I'm going to be using a half a teaspoon of baking soda, okay? Just a half a teaspoon of baking soda, that's it. No baking powder, just baking soda. And that's a half a teaspoon. And I always like to sip my my dry, especially the flour, yeah, so you get all the lumps out of it, okay? And you're going to be using a half a teaspoon of salt, but because my butter is salt, I'm just going to omit the salt. So, because I'm using salted butter, so I'm just gonna omit the salt. It depends on how much salt you like in it, in your stuff, but I'm gonna omit, because you're getting salt also from the baking soda, okay? And the cornstarch, now you're gonna do a tablespoon of cornstarch. And folks, this gives the cookie that soft, nice texture inside, and you know, crispy on the outside. So half a teaspoon, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. I'm going to put the recipe in the description so you will see everything. And we're going to be using 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, so right now this is all the butter and the flour here I am doing right now. And you know, chocolate chips cookies, folks, there's a big, because she's gonna have a birthday cake and everything, but also this has to be there because I make it for her all the time. That's my goddaughter, so I couldn't refuse that. Couldn't anybody, but I couldn't refuse her. So once you see the butter is all and the sugar is incorporated like this, because you don't want to mix it out, you know, because in cookie dough you wanna hold, because you're gonna have to make it. So I am gonna add 1 egg right now, and it's beaten. 1 egg. And if you can get organic egg, folks, it's even better, you know, or at least free range. Yeah, not those anorexic one we get in the store. Sorry folks, but it's late at night, so I just have to crack that one. So folks, this is going to be mixed up. Okay, right now I'm going to put in the vanilla. Teaspoon of vanilla. And so we just mix it. So right now I do have the pecans and the and you're going to be using real chocolate chip, you know, Chip It is a very good brand. And it's chocolate chips you use, not like you get a whole bar of chocolate and cut it up. Try and get real, just get chocolate chips. God, that's what gives you a great cookies. Okay. And folks, this is very fast, easy to make. And if you want to make it with your kids, you know, it's fun. So you're just going to mix this out. Then I have the flour here sieve, all sieved. And in the flour is the baking soda, salt if you so choose to, but I omitted because I'm using salted butter, and a 1.5 cups of flour. See folks, it's good to sieve it. See, you get your lumps out and you have a nice fine beautiful. So it also let your stuff bake taste better when it bakes, you know, less lump. So far folks, I'm just gonna be incorporating the flour and the butter, the sugar, and slowly in the mixture here, just slowly incorporate it. Okay, because cooking mixture can't be runny folks, otherwise you're in trouble. Okay, so I'm just gonna incorporate the flour along with the butter and the egg. Right now I'm gonna add in the chocolate. I have a 1.5 cups of chocolate chips, and you could add more. I had more to this, so this is more than a 1.5 cups folks, because you know, anytime you eat in chocolate chips, and this is a pecan here and it's toasted, and you could put a few more nuts if you want, what, any kind of nuts you want to put. You know, you have some chocolate chips cookies having all sort of nuts, and but some people who can't tolerate nuts, yeah, you leave that out. But if you're okay with nuts, so now you have to just make sure that all that nuts get right mixed up, because every bite of that cookie you eat, it should be chocolate bursting in your mouth. Okay, and you know this is a fun stuff for kids. So this is, I make one batch already, folks, because you know, it's just gonna be, even though, you know, it's not gonna be quite a lot. It's just gonna be family, and just family there, and maybe one or two friends, because people are still cautious right now, you know, in getting into big groups, you know. So it's just gonna be family, and you know, their family, there's a lot in there. So I make a batch before, okay. And folks, this is the thing with cookies. If you notice when you make, somebody asked me one day, I was doing it, and asked me why when you make the cookies and you put them all in and they come out some form and some doesn't form. But folks, the reason for that, you know, because okay, the room temperature of the butter you will be using, you know, it impacts you know. So then when, you know, it impacts the way you know, the cookies bake. Once the butter is out there room temperature, so it's basically so what you do for that, to rectify that, folks, you're gonna make your cookies, put it in a ball and put them in the fridge for about an hour, freezer for about an hour. Then you take them out, and once you put them in the oven, they just form beautifully. If you notice, when you buy frozen cookies and you just slice it and you put them down, they all come out the same shape. But when you do it just like that, because what happened, the room temperature of the butter that you start with, it has an impact on the way the cookies bake. So that's why you freeze the cookies for an hour, okay. And then you take them out and you use a spoon, and you know, a tablespoon right now you just use to form them. Put them on a cookie sheet on a wax paper and stick them in the freezer for a little while, okay. And this is basically done right here. So folks, and you set your oven and you're gonna bake it at 325 for just about 15 minutes. So I'm not even gonna do at part 2. I'm just gonna bake them, because in 15 minutes they're gonna bake. The oven is heated right now. So this is what it looked like when you finish, folks, okay. So I'm gonna show you the one that I make and in the fridge, in the freezer. And like I said, if you want your cookies to form nicely, make them and leave them in the freezer. And folks, these are the ones that I made and as a ball and put them in the freezer. And if you notice, you see, so when you put them in the oven right now, they will all form, because that butter, you know, doesn't have an impact, because you know it's frozen, right? And it only takes 15 minutes. So folks, all of these cookies right now, if you make a batch of cookies like this, you could easily, well, you know, put away in the freezer, and this will be easily to put in a freezer bag and put away in the freezer. That's how neat that is. So basically, when you put them on, I'm going to put on about 12 each, and you give them some space, folks. You give them about 2 inches you know, space between each cookies, okay. And it's going to be baked for 15 minutes. So basically, these are, see, look at that, see. So I'm gonna put about 12 on here, because you wanna space them out. You don't want them to be too close, because you know, I think I'll do them on this one here, so give them some space. Okay, so I'm gonna do about 12. I think I'll go on this cook, because this one is, so I'm gonna put 12 on, and you give them some space, okay. So when the cookies bake, they won't be sticking on each other. So I'm just going to put 12 on right now on this cookie sheet. And these are going to go into the oven for 15 minutes, folks. They're not, might be all the same size, but they will come out firm, you know, because my spoon that I was using, I went and did something and I switched it. So I'm putting in 12 in the oven right now, and for 15 minutes, and I'm just going to make the rest. Okay, so for 15 minutes, these going to be in the oven at 325. And the rest of those right now, folks, I'm just going to add them to a freezer bag. So because I don't want to leave them out there so they start to get you know, when those come out of the oven, I'll put those in. So I'm just gonna add this one I'm doing right now. These are frozen, so I'm gonna put these back. You see, you just put them in and when you're ready, if you have the kids at home, you want to bake a few cookies, you just take them out because these are separated. They won't stick together because they're frozen, okay? So that's it. And I'm just gonna stick these back in the oven till those come out. See? So you say the kids say, Mom, could we have some chocolate chip cookies? You just take out a few and ready to go because parents are so busy these days, you know. So these ones now I'm just gonna form and put in the freezer while those ones bake. So in 15 minutes, or you know, once you see the you know, you'll know they're ready even if you don't even check the time. So this is it. So you, like I said, you space them 2 inches space between each cookies, you know. So this is it. And you're gonna use a tablespoon to really measure it. So these ones now I'm gonna get ready to just make a ball and put them in the so you're gonna use like a tablespoon like this, okay? And you make a ball and you're just gonna put them down like that, okay? Because they're gonna go to the freezer. So you use a tablespoon. I just make a ball. And there you go. Because they're gonna go to the fridge, the freezer, to be formed, okay? Make a ball. And these one you don't have to put them too much apart because if they're gonna go to the freezer to be freeze, you know. So sometimes you can get it's a sticky drop, so folks. So that's why yeah. So you just make a ball. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. And this should be fun for the kid with the kids, doing it with the kids, you know. Yeah. Make a little ball. And as I said, just use a tablespoon. Okay. And these can be closer because once they freeze, they're all good. Just want to make a ball. And like I said, when you take your cookies out, folks, you should have, every time you buy it, you should have at least some chocolate chips in it, you know. You make a little ball there. That's okay. That one is, cause it's you know, it's a bit sticky, so. And like I said, it should be fun with the kids doing this. that's about a few more to go. Maybe 2. This can go through 2. Yeah, if your hands are a little wet, it's much better. Okay. Don't have to be perfect. Because, you know, you just want to make, yeah, shape them. Yeah. Balls right there. Okay. And it's 1 more to go. This one is going to be a little big because yeah, you have your little cookie ball and forks. Those going to go to the fridge. And if you're not doing them right away, you could put them overnight in the freezer. It doesn't matter, because when you buy cookies in the store, especially the frozen one, this is the whole context of the frozen one. Oh, it's done, because if you just make them like that and stick them in the oven, I guarantee you they're gonna come out some form and some just bake as a ball, and it's all up to the room temperature of the butter. So if you freezes everything, then everything is at one, you know, one temperature. So that's the whole idea there. You make them and you put them in the freezer for an hour or till you're ready to use them. But if you bake them right away, then the whole room temperature with the butter thing, they're all gonna come out differently at times. And that's what a friend of mine asked me one day. I was doing it. How come they came out like that? So I said, that's what I discovered, that it all has, and that's how they make. You know, somebody who working at a cookie factory told me that. Yeah. So when they make the cookies, they put them in the freezer. That's how I got that. Yeah. I don't want to take the credit for it all. Yeah, a friend of mine work at a cookie company. Cookie told me that. That's how you do it. I used to have the same problem, you know, with them coming out in different shapes, even though it's the same recipe. Yeah, that's it right there. Even though you're the same batter stuff you're doing, they come out all different because of the butter. So life is a learning process, you know. You learn things. As you go, never too old, you learn stuff. Just getting all, I like to, when I finish, just to get all my stuff. I like to go, everything is all clean and nice before it's all nice when I'm done. I slept early on, so you know what, right now I have a lot of energy. So when she called, she said, no, we'll do it tomorrow. I said, no, I'll do it right now. I, you know, came in and I slept, so I'm good. Yeah. I have a lot of energy now. I was out the whole day walking and doing stuff, you know, so that gives you when you come home. If you want to get a good sleep, you go out and walk for at least an hour or so. You know, and I was out for last year today, walking, doing stuff. So came home and I hit the stuff, and I wake up and now I have a lot of energy to bake cookies. And I'll be up very soon in the morning. I'll go back out, so I am used to all of this. I love keeping busy. So the cookies are getting there, folks. I think another they're forming. Yep. was a bit sunny and then cloudy, then we have a bit of rain today, so it's one of those summer, you get very good days, sunny days, and then you get cloudy days, so make the best of each day. Just make the best of each day, folks. And that's what it's all about. Live your life, love each other. And be grateful for each day. And do something nice for yourself, you know? Should be ready in a few minutes, folks. I didn't want to do a part 1 and part 2 because I find it, you know, it's a pretty short, yeah. So I'll just put the recipe in the description so everybody could, because this is a very nice recipe, you know. It's quick and easy. Oh, these one now, folks, I have to put in the freezer. So that's what they look like there. So those gonna be in the freezer. And once that batch come out, then I'll just put these in the oven. But you don't want to leave them sitting up because they will, you know, you want to get them in the freezer to get firm. Yeah, okay. So those goes in the freezer. I'm just shaking my special drink that I made to drink for at night, and that I did a recipe, I did a video on it yesterday. And that is very good. Oh my gosh, there's flour everywhere. A little bit, not a lot. Let's see how they're coming along. Oh yes, folks, yes, they get in there. I'm just gonna put the fan on. Just suck up some of that here, you know. Washing up all these weird hooks. almost there, folks. It's gonna be worth the waiting, folks. It's and it's done. They're awesome. It's gonna be worth the wait. I'm becoming like Chef Ricardo, folks. If you ever watch Chef Ricardo in England, when he's doing anything sometimes, you know, you see have the stuff set up there and you don't see him, you just hear him talking. And then about 10 minutes or so, he will end the video. That's a good cooking show to watch, folks. Chef Ricardo is in England. Yeah, and he's one of the first black to reach a million subscribers. I was so happy for him, you know. And he does a lot of healthy stuff also, healthy juices, and he'll give you almost the same thing that I do. Like, you know, when give you any, you know, juice or any drinks with herbs, and he will tell you what they're for and how they feel. It's a very good program, so you could go over there and catch him, Chef Ricardo, and he's out of London, England. Tell him Queen Empress G sent here. He has over a million subscribers right now. I was so happy for him the day that he got it, you know. I think he was one of the first black YouTubers. And what I like about him, folks, he's very respectful, very intelligent, and you know, he will just tell you plain when you come to his YouTube site, no swearing and you know, no bad behavior at all. He's just tune you out, and I like him for that. You know, he's just a gentleman. Yeah, very intelligent, intellectually. You know, he knows his stuff basically. You know, he comes well prepared to back up whatever he's doing or whatever he's saying. You know, Chef Ricardo. Folks, these cookies almost done. Like I said, I just didn't want to do part 1 and part 2. I don't think it's necessary. And you know, if people like, they can just fast forward the video. And I'll just like to big up a few people. Just big up Marie over by Marie and Mellow channel down in Florida. Big up Fire down in Westmoreland, Jamaica. And my friend also Deacon in Manchester. And another friend of mine that used to be on the show Jamaica Good Life, Patrick, and his wife. He's in Jamaica right now. And he just started a new channel, folks. I don't know if you guys used to watch Jamaica Good Life. Patrick and Dolores were 2 of the main interesting people on it, and he just started his own YouTube channel. So You guys, you know, if you want, you could go over and support him. I'll tell you, I'm just looking to tell you the name of the channel. I think he just started it. Okay, his YouTube channel is called PS Evolving Journey. P, capital P, apostrophe S, Evolving Journey. And he has 9 subscribers already, and that was just today. Yeah, he had 9 subscribers. So this is Patrick and Dolores, folks. So his YouTube channel is called PS Evolving Jamaica, and he's down in Jamaica right now. He's been down there for a few months. So you know what? Send some love to Patrick and Dolores, you know. That's another great couple. Anyway, let me see this because I know everybody is saying, you know, this is a long wait for those cookies. Let me see what they're saying. Folks, they're looking good. They're looking good. A few more minutes and they're good to go. And these are soft and gonna be soft and chewy because of the cornstarch. So you're not gonna see them like flat and crispy, and that is the beauty of this recipe. You know, these are going to be chewy, soft like Mr. Christie chewy cookie. Remember that Mr. Christie cookie? That very chewy one? That's how these are going to come out. Not crispy when you bite them, they just you have to have your hand to catch the crumbs. No, these are chewy, and that's because of the cornstarch. I think maybe that's what Mr. Christie put in it to get the chewy cookies. So you're not going to be seeing any crispy thing. They're going to be fluffy and soft. Mr. Christie, you know the commercial, Mr. Christie, you make good cookie. Almost there. And right now, folks, there's nothing that make people feel good to unstress you right now by having something nice, you know. And it's the summertime, and this is what it's called for. I'm gonna be doing a couple of ice creams and stuff like that, you know. Lots of salad and summery things, summery food. And like I said, people, you know, you can give a suggestion if something you would like to like me to make, you know. And please like, folks, share and subscribe, okay? I think they are ready right now, folks. I think, yeah. And the beauty of it, because they were frozen, so when you so they even get more moist and nice. So yeah, once you see them up like that. Oh yeah, and like I said, these cookies are gonna be fluffy, 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 not flat and crispy. And it's when they're cool, folks, you get the full effect. So folks, that's the chocolate chips cookies there. And you let them cool for a bit before you sample them. Okay, look at that. See, folks, look at that. They are so soft. Yeah, so soft. Yeah, they melt in your mouth. Look. And like I said, the trick to that is that you make them, you roll them, and you put them in the freezer for an hour. See, and they, you know, you don't have some still round and some they all shaped. Okay, so this is what it's all about, and this is how I wanted them. So these are very delicious, moist cookies. Well, when you eat these, they melt in your mouth. So I'm gonna let them cool. Well, anyway, they're gonna be cool because they're gonna be packed away. My friend is gonna come pick them up. So then I'll just put the other batch in, and that's it. So these are gonna be cool, but these are awesome cookies, folks. Okay, so you should give this recipe a try, and especially if you have kids at home. And you know what? Next time I'll do a batch. I'll do it with some ice cream. Okay. So this is my chocolate chips cookies, my own recipe, and I'm gonna leave all of this in the description there. So the the recipe. Okay, folks. So thank you everybody for watching, and well, it's morning in some place. So folks, thanks a lot. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, peace.